Hey there, it's Susan Pierce Thompson, and welcome to the weekly vlog. I am not in my basement, you might have noticed. I'm actually here in Maui with my dear colleague and sweet, sweet friend, Everett Considine. We are writing together the third Bright Line Eating book called Resume, working title, something about the powerful reframe to end the crash and burn cycle of food addiction and inoculate you against relapse forever, something like that. It'll be due out. Right now, the pub date is December 29th next year, 2021. But in the meantime, the weekly vlog comes out. And you know what we did this time? We've done this once before. This is the second time. We polled our Bright Lifers, our Bright Lifer community, thousands of people, and we said, hey, send in your videos. And the topic is, how do you tell people what you do when you do Bright Line Eating at a special occasion or a holiday event or, you know, whatever, a potluck, a wedding, or a, you know, Christmas thing, or any sort of event or occasion, Thanksgiving, whatever it may be, when, you know, they give you that look, or they say, can't you have this? Or are you still doing that plan? Or they say, I baked you this special thing. It's gluten-free. You know, whatever it is that they say, right? How do you say your no thank you? How do you, you know, stand up for yourself and express that you're not going to be eating that food? I feel like really settling in to a way of putting words to your response in exactly that situation is one of the core essential elements of a successful Bright Line Eating program. So I wanted you to get the language that people in our Bright Lifers community use, because there's such a range, right? Like you can do the blunt, yeah, I don't eat sugar and flour anymore thing. Or you can totally soft edge it and squeak by without them really knowing anything about what you're doing or not doing. And either way is fine. There's no rules about this, but finding a way to put words to it that works for you is really necessary. So some of these Bright Lifers have been doing Bright Line Eating for many, many trips around the sun, and they've got lots of holiday experience under their belt. Some of them are brand new to Bright Line Eating, and they only have just one or two social occasions in their experience bank to share with you. And I know that it might feel like the holidays are going to be really different this year because of COVID, and I think because of COVID, for a lot of us, they're going to be deeply different, maybe strange, maybe lonely, maybe awful, maybe the best ever, right? These times are such a mishmash for people, I find. But the bottom line is, COVID or no COVID, holidays or no holidays, it's really so valuable to know how to put words to your no thank you. And it's a skill that spills over into every area of life, right? Because expressing our deep no allows the people around us to trust our yes, right? It's really important to be able to advocate for our no thank you. And for me, probably you've guessed that the way I do it is I do it loud and proud. Like I'm just like, yep, no, I don't do that. I don't eat sugar and flour, and I blah, 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 blah. And, you know, my identity is deep and I don't really care what they think. So, but not everybody has that sensibility. And if you like my approach, you can try the act as if method, which means that you just act as if you felt like Susan Pierce Thompson and see where that gets you. And either way, there's a lot of helpful tips coming up in this vlog. Yeah, take a look.
I'm Mercy Rice from Homestead, Florida. I'm a 6 on the susceptibility scale. I've been living the bright life for a little over 2 years, and I've lost a little over 100 pounds. My Cuban family could not fathom not eating sugar and flour, especially over the holidays. They also love me very much and want me to do what's best for me. So how I answered all the food questions, especially at the beginning when it wasn't so evident that it was working so well, is I would say, oh, I know, this is not for everyone, but it's definitely for me because it's working so well. I feel so good about it. And from my close friends and my peeps that kept saying, oh, but that's not sustainable, how can you do that? I would just say, hey, I have great news. You don't eat with my mouth. so don't worry about it. And honestly, once the weight starts coming off and the confidence starts coming on, you don't need to answer too many of those questions anymore.
Hello, my name is Caitlin. I'm in Ontario, Canada, and I have been on Bright Line Eating since March of this year. I've freed myself of 77 pounds so far. I'm a 10 plus on the susceptibility scale for sure. What I can say about holidays and no thank yous is I think the best thing I ever do is I don't treat myself like I'm missing out, and nobody else does either. I think there's a lot of diet culture around the fact that if you change your eating habits to what the norm is considered to be, you're looked upon as you're missing out. You're looked upon as you're suffering in some capacity. I'm not suffering. I am celebrating myself every single day. I express my happiness about my journey to my family and friends all the time. So going into a holiday, I bring that excitement with me. I show them the food that I'm eating openly, that this is what I've got. I'm excited to eat it because I know it makes me feel good. I'm happy to be around other people eating whatever they're comfortable eating. And if I'm pressured, I just ask that they enjoy their meal and I'll enjoy mine, and we move on from there.
Hi, I'm Dawn from the UK. I'm coming up to my 1 year anniversary on Bright Line Eating. And so I'm facing my second Christmas following my Bright Lines. Last year, I used the fact that I was doing a no sugar, no flour challenge, because I think challenges are really popular these days, to fend off people trying to get me to partake in sugar or flour. That seemed to work. This year, obviously, I'm through the 12-month challenge. So I was planning to say that I feel so much better after cutting it out for a year that I decided to carry on. The other thing is people sometimes offer no sugar, no flour snacks. And for that, really, all I do is say thank you, not at the minute, but I would love a cup of coffee or a cup of herbal tea, and just offer them something else that they can offer me, because they obviously want to give me something.
Hi, I'm Paula Ferrier. I'm 72, live in Vermont, and I've been a Bright Line Eating follower for 4 years, Bright Lifer for 2 or 3 years now. I've lost 40 pounds, 7 or 8 on the susceptibility scale. If I'm lucky enough this holiday season to go to an event that's an outside event, first thing I'll do is think of who's going to be there, because it's all about the people this year. Then I'm going to put on some nice clothes so I feel good about myself and my right-sized body. And when I get there, grab a seltzer and a napkin so both hands are occupied. And if anybody offers me food, I'll just say, no thanks, not at the moment. I'm busy talking to this person, because that's what's really important this season. And if we're lucky enough to see family, my wife and I, she's also a Bright Lifer, have decided our best strategy is to host the event so that we can cook some things which we know will work for us as we fill up our plates using the one plate rule. And then for dessert, we always delegate that task to our niece, who is an excellent baker and loves to do it. And when she brings out the pies and cuts them, all the attention and the oohs and the ahs and the congratulations are directed toward her, and hardly anyone notices us sitting there and quietly sipping our tea. I hope these suggestions are helpful, and I wish you all a wonderful holiday season wherever you are, and best regards to the Bright Life community.
Hi, I'm Linda Dahl. I'm an 8 on the susceptibility scale. I've been doing Bright Line Eating for 4 years now. I used to make pumpkin cheesecake every Thanksgiving until 1 year I made something else. And my oldest stepdaughters were like, what's wrong with you? You're supposed to have pumpkin cheesecake. So that became a staple. But when I started Bright Line Eating, I made it a couple of times and it was too triggering. So the oldest stepdaughter now makes it. And this year, I am giving her her own specialty pan, so I don't have to worry about making pumpkin cheesecake for Thanksgiving ever again.
Hi, my name is Nancy Grizzle, and I live in Chicago Ridge, Illinois, and I have been enjoying maintenance in Bright Line Eating for over a year. I like to add to the no thank you by saying, I loved every bite of this beautiful dinner, and I especially love that salad that you made. Any chance that I could get a copy of that recipe? I'd love to make it at home. And that's the end of my answer.
Hi, my name is Sharon Robinson, and I'm from Stafford, Virginia. I've been on BLE since October last year, and I lost 62 pounds. And I just avoid the bowls that they pass by me with all the not my foods. And I blatantly tell people what I eat and what I don't like to eat, and they respect that. And I show them pictures of my garden too, and that really helps.
My name is Masha. I'm from Serbia, from Europe. And I started with this program in April 2017. I lost 54 kilograms in that first year. And this is 4th year in this program without sugar, flour, with measuring food and everything. Of course, I had some ups and downs, but you know, our philosophy is never quit, always be unstoppable. So, I don't know, nobody is offering me nothing special because everybody knows that I'm eating like this and drinking like this, so people are used on my mineral water everywhere and coffee and lemonade and tea, so, but you know, if somebody would offer, I would say, which is very rare, I would say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not hungry, or no thanks. That's all.
Hi, my name is Father Stéphane Pouriot. I've been a Bright Lifer for more than a year now, having joined on October 31st, 2019. I've lost almost 100 pounds from the time that I did the boot camp until basically a few weeks after the boot camp, and I'm on maintenance now. In answer to your question, which I'm very happy to give you some thoughts about, whenever I've on special occasions or in holidays, I'm being offered food or drink that I haven't committed because it's not part of my food plan, it's not part of my identity as a recovering food addict, I simply say, I don't eat this anymore. I don't drink this anymore. And I have a little story from when my parents, youngest sister and only brother, came to visit me last Christmas. They brought lots of snacks and some craft NMD, and I asked them to actually leave in the bag all their snacks and just put it out of sight for me. And I also asked my brother to put any of his craft beverages that would be NMD outside on the porch so that they wouldn't be clogging my fridge and that I wouldn't see them either. And not only did they comply with those two requests, but they actually only snack or drank when I wasn't in the room or sometimes not even in the house. So thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Penelope Jane Smith in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I have been in Bright Line Eating since the spring of 2016. And over the years, I have gotten more and more strong and clear with my communication with my family, to the point where now for holidays, my dad will say, are you eating sugar right now? Because I was on the merry-go-round for a while. And I say, nope. And that's it, the end of the conversation. But in general, if I have to, I tell people, I'm just too sensitive to sugar and flour to eat it. I don't feel great when I eat it. So I'd rather just avoid it altogether. And fortunately, the people in my life now respect that.
Hi. I'm Lisa Tremblay in Austin, Texas. I'm a 9 on the susceptibility scale. Been doing Bright Line Eating with Bright Lines for 3.5 years, and I've lost 110 pounds. And I'm living in my bright-sized body. This will be my 4th holiday season on Bright Line Eating. I can hardly believe it, but I'm very excited because it's gotten easier and easier to navigate the holidays around food. In most cases, when asked, I've found the keep it simple principle works really good here. And either just saying no thank you or I don't eat flour and sugar, and I usually leave it at that. I occasionally I have to employ the non-committal nod. That's when somebody is really trying to push something on you, or holds the plate of goodies under your nose and says, I thought of you when I made these, or you really should taste these. These are great. And I just go, they look awesome. And then just walk away and ignore them. And I found it to be true that people don't pay attention to what you're eating at these things. Everybody's talking and having fun. And so I just focus on that.
Hi, I'm Cassie Lehman from Roanoke, Virginia, and I have been doing Bright Line Eating for almost 2 years and maintaining about a 65-pound weight loss. So I have been around all of the holidays at least twice, and other special occasions. And what I find works best is a balance of using serious words, but make your delivery light. So if someone has offered you something and you politely declined, and then you politely declined a second time, and they just keep saying, oh, just one bite won't hurt, I tend to say something like this: you wouldn't be trying to sabotage all my success, would you? And by keeping it lighthearted, you want them not to feel bad, right? You don't want them to think, oh, those Bright Line eaters are all so crabby. But you're using a serious word like sabotage, and that usually gets people to stop because they don't want to sabotage your success. So I am going to wish you a very successful Bright Line holiday season.
Aloha, this is Isla Allgood coming to you from beautiful Hawaii. I live here with my wife Holly, and we began Bright Line Eating together in the summer of 2017. It didn't stick for me, but after cancer diagnosis and successful surgery, I resumed in October 2019. I've been on maintenance for a few months. I'm a 10 on the susceptibility scale. And how do I keep my lines bright? How do I say no? Have kind of a new outlook on that when I'm with other people. I had a friend who put some not my food right in my face and say, you have to try this, this is fabulous. And I said no. I was very assertive and I said no. And I realized that for me, the bright lines are there all the time, but when it comes to a social event, it's a concrete guardrail that goes up. Because if I veer off of my bright lines during that event, I might careen down the mountain and land in a pile of fat. And we know what's in that fat. In that fat is disease, cancer, heart disease, diabetes. What else is in that fat? There's the loss of freedom, there's a loss of physical movement, there's a loss of self-confidence that I've gained through this journey. So that's what I do. And that's how I see it. And I wish you a beautiful day. Aloha.
I am Thanasis Menegos from Athens, Greece. A 7 on the susceptibility scale. 60 pounds thinner in 6 months, and over 3 years in maintenance. I am a crystal vaser. The most difficult moment in my bright life is the holidays and celebrations. I don't want to hurt my loved ones, so how I cannot raise a glass of NMD in my son's graduation? My rule is no exceptions. Pass straight through like a train. When NMD or NMF is out of the way, you can approach the soul of your loved ones, and your connection will be the main course of the meal.
My name is Aisha Krebs. I live in Salem, Oregon. I am a mom of 2 little ones, a wife, and a Bright Line eater. I have lost almost 110 pounds and have experienced the life-changing joy of Bright Line eating. And when people offer me not my food at events, I'm super open, you guys. I will tell people I'm a food addict, and that stuff messes with my brain. So thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to stick with what I got. That works for me, and I think people who know me have seen a large transformation over the last couple years and can really get behind what I'm telling them. So that's my strategy. Bye.
I am 77 years old, and I am a 10 triple plus on the susceptibility scale and have spent my entire life fighting weight. until September 2018, when I discovered BLE and began my weight loss journey. It has absolutely changed my life. I have released just about 130 pounds at this point, have gone from a size 22 to a size 6, and I'm feeling great. But now that my friends and family see me as thin, they are always offering me tastes of NMF when we share a meal. And so I look them in the eye and I say, if I were an alcoholic, would you offer me a taste of your drink? And they look horrified and they say, no. And I say, well, there are different kinds of addicts. And offering me a taste of that food is just like offering an alcoholic a taste of a drink. So please don't. And then they don't, until they forget and they do it again. And then I say the same thing all over again.
Greetings. This is Mary from Winter Park, Florida, on this beautiful day. So, when people come up to me and try to get me to eat NMF, I own it. I say, gosh, no, I really don't eat that, because when I do, like, I just have this terrible addiction to sugar, and I take one bite and I just go back for more. I just say that. So it's easier for me just not to eat it. You know, it's interesting how many people, when I say that, will go, oh, I know what you mean. I ate a whole bag of such and such the other day. And I just say, yeah, it's a real problem I have. So I just stay away from it.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Barrett. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I am a 10 on the susceptibility scale. My Bright Line eating journey has been one of self-compassion and pattern interrupt from comforting myself with food. It's definitely a journey. What do I tell people around the holidays who want me to eat something that I don't want to eat, that I don't eat? I'm usually pretty honest and say I don't eat sugar and flour. And if they get pushy, I say, you really don't want me to eat that? I'm like Jekyll and Hyde and an alcoholic with food. And frankly, I wouldn't pay much attention to you if I start eating that, because I'll be really focused on food. And then oftentimes they'll say, I don't know how you do that. I could never do that. And I tell them the truth. I probably couldn't do it either if I weren't in a really large support group. And we all do it together.
I'm Lori. I am a 14-month traveler on this amazing journey of Bright Line eating. And I am a 10 on the susceptibility scale. And I know that because I took the test 3 times, just to be sure. It's an interesting topic that Dr. Susan proposed to us, because I feel, as a gift of my 50s, that I've learned to set my boundaries, that I don't diminish myself to make other people feel comfortable. And I'm so grateful for that. And one of the things that being in a more comfortable person and body is that I feel like I can even stand up for myself more. So one of the things that I've been able to use on people who question me or who feel the need to pressure me is just pull out the look that have scared my children for the last 30 years. And it works. Rarely has anyone ever tried to force me to do something that I just don't want to do. And my sanity and my comfort level for myself is so much more important than making somebody else feel comfortable. And that is probably one of my biggest gifts of this journey. And thank you for posing that question. I enjoyed answering.
My name is Christy McCammon, and I am from Texas. When I started my Brightline eating journey 3 years ago, I knew that I was a 10 on the susceptibility scale. I would say a 10 plus plus plus. When I start something, I can't stop. So I knew I had to take this very seriously. I had spent far too long worried about what other people thought, doing what other people wanted me to do, worrying about hurt feelings, avoiding conflict. Consequently, I had far too many regrets. I don't want regrets, no more regrets. So I knew I had to become an advocate for myself and stand up for myself. So I lovingly and kindly share with people when I'm put in that position that I no longer eat sugar and flour. Sometimes feelings are hurt. I can only control the right thing. I can only control what I do. And if that's what happens, someone's response, I can't worry about that because I did that for far too long and that wasn't working out for me. So this is working out for me. I love Brightline eating and I'm thrilled to have found this journey. So I'm down 140 pounds, maintaining that, and I'm not going to change the way I advocate for myself. So speak up for yourself.
Hi, I'm Tony Wade.
And I'm Beth Wade.
And we are the Festering Resentments. And what we do to get through the holidays is
sing.
So we're going to sing a song for you. It's a Paul Simon song. We change the lyrics to the hopefully that it's funny and you like them. If you don't like it, you're not paying us. What do you want for free? Hey, here we go like this. The problem is I'm inside my head, I said to me. The holidays don't really make us yell, whoopee! Of course, our goal is to be happy, thin, and free, but there's just 50 ways to break your bright lines. 50 ways to break your bright lines. Just make excuses, Eustace. Whine and moan, Joan. Don't use your scale, Gail. Your lines will be blurred. Listen to Sabby Gabby. Don't read the book, Brooke. Just make your own plan, Dan. You'll go off of the rails. Ooh, do it your own way, Faye. Unfriend automaticity, Felicity. Don't get support, Mort, and you will be screwed. Just block Leptin, Clepton. Wait, your name's Clepton. E-N-M-F, Jeff, and your lines will dissolve. Thank you.